Good morning and namaste. Thank you for being here this morning. I invite you to come to a standing position. Your feet can be together or slightly apart, just underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms up, bring your palms to meet, fingertips touching ever so slightly, thumbs gently embracing your heart. Deep breath in, deep breath out. It's early in the morning. You can bring your core just to meet your spine, having that engagement to help begin the fire. I welcome you to connect with any intention that feels right for you this morning to bring into your practice, and I will offer one. I'll use my own. Sometimes the teachers, but so anyways, it's definitely optional. This morning, the intention for class, the intention for practice is to continuously come back to the breath, noticing any thoughts that may arise that's without the scope of what we're doing, bringing it back into the scope of what we're doing. This morning we'll be practicing about a 55-minute flow. It's called a waterfall. We'll be focusing on external rotation within the hips, within the feet, within the shoulders. Wonderful. And as always, please take any modification, any prop, and use it this morning for your practice. You can release the hands and just let the fingertips gently reach to the earth. You're going to roll the shoulders nice and back, allowing this heart to shine forward. Your core will be engaged throughout the whole practice until we reach the ending cooling down poses. But for now, we're going to have that nice and in. Okay, so starting from the feet, you can lift the toes and gently press them down into the mat. And this is allowing, we're going to have them now, if they're together, bring them right underneath the hips. If you want to measure, you can bring two fists together, place them in between your feet, and just make sure they're at an appropriate width apart, giving you some stability and balance. A slight lift in the kneecaps, engaging them. A slight lift in the glutes, engaged in here in the core. Heart is shining forward. A nice neutral position for the chin and the neck. We don't want to strain. And just meeting in Tadasana. We're going to begin a subtle Ujjayi breath. Have it be soft. It is a slight constriction in the back of the throat. Inhales and exhales are going to be even. Okay. Inhale, lift the arms up for extended Tadasana. You can't see right now, but my pinkies are rotated in. And because I do a lot of, this is external rotation when your pinkies are turned in. Because I do a lot of that throughout my day, I'm carrying little ones all day. I'm going to actually internally rotate where my thumbs are in. That's not totally conventional, but like I said, it is all about an offering of uniqueness to your body. Most of the time we are in internal rotation if you're using like an office position, or if you're doing anything where your hands are like this all day. And so external rotation feels great, and it's a good way to compensate for that. I'm going to stretch it out. So when you notice my elbows are shining out, I am making that modification for myself. Inhale. Connect, interlace your fingers. Do it opposite as you normally would. Point out your index fingers and cross your thumbs opposite. We're going to kind of adjust the hips, rocking them side to side, just to warm up the spine a little, maybe taking some small rotations. Finding stillness, squeezing the arms together, lengthening the elbows, taking a deep breath in, lifting up from the rib cage, bringing the feet together, sending the hips out. Your right hips out to the right. This is for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose, and it's found in hot yoga sequence, but I absolutely love axial flexion, and I love bringing this pose into Vinyasa. So it's not your Vinyasa half moon, but it is a delicious pose that we're going to surrender into for about a minute. And you're finding a square between the right hip and the left shoulder, where they're both kind of internally meeting each other. It's an energetic square. Maybe as you continue to breathe, you find a little bit more room, a little more curvature. Really firing up the Ujjayi breath. Inhale, coming up to center, switching the grip, switching the cross of the thumbs, weaving in the rib cage so we're not kind of splayed out, especially engaging that core if you lost some of that. Reach up, straighten the elbows if that feels good. You can always relax them if it's too much. And you're going to begin to send the left hips out, having that energetic square from the right shoulder to the left hip, and singing with your breath. Trying to release tension in the shoulders, if that makes sense, as far as sending your heart forward. And I know the shoulders are, being fired up. But you don't want to strain yourself. So if at any time you need to release the grip and maybe cactus out the arms, if that feels better, please go ahead and do so, because you're still working this energetic squared connection from your shoulder to your hip, just so where they're not like, you want them more, talking to each other. One last breath here. Inhale. And go ahead and just wiggle out that back a little. We'll wiggle out the spine. Release the head. Inhale, reach up. We're going to do exhale, mini back bend. I'll show you. It's just a small one. If that doesn't feel nice on your cervical spine, go ahead and tilt the chin up. Inhale, coming to center, releasing the grip, bringing your fingertips to touch, coming down. Find another inhale so you can find the engagement in the core again, but also you want to hinge from the hips. Have a slight bend in the knees. Forward fold. Now, this is the first forward fold of the day. Go ahead and widen the stance a little. Maybe even beyond the hips slightly. It's what feels good for you this morning. Have a deep bend in the knees and just sandwich your torso over the legs. And find that release through the back of the heart, the back of the throat, and fully release that. Moving how it feels nice for you this morning. You can cross your your forearms over each other and grab opposite elbows. On each inhale, you should feel your organs kind of slightly being massaged by your quadriceps. Last inhale. Releasing the hands if you had that grip. And go ahead and do a halfway lift. And exhale. We're going to walk it forward, coming down into a tabletop. And if you need to stretch out the toes, please go ahead and do so. I always like to curl them under. When I get in my first tabletop, it's just like an immediate, oh, I just want to be here. Okay. You can have the tops of your feet onto the mat. And we're not collapsing into our shoulders. We're just finding some movement in a tabletop position. Wrists are under the shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips. And we've got a neutral spine. Deep breath in. Find the extension through the crown of the head. Deep breath out. Out of the mouth. Just release. Deep breath in. Out of the mouth. This time rounding the spine, tucking the chin. For cat. Inhale. Oh yes, for cow. Crown of the head is curving up. The belly is hanging low. Tailbone has an energetic line to the crown of the head. And exhale. Work your way through a few rounds. Cat. Pulling the belly in. Cow. Releasing the belly out. One more round. Bring your left hand to the center. Inhale, reach with your right arm, twisting and opening up in that upper torso and the upper back. Exhale, threading it through, dropping the shoulder down to the mat if that feels nice. Again, releasing out of the mouth once in a while. It was really nice to fully, consciously let go. Noticing your thoughts. You can walk that left hand out. You can keep it next to your head. You can have it out to the side. Wherever it is. Press next to the head and lift yourself up, reaching. Okay, lowering it down. Placing the right hand down to the center, bringing the left hand up. Twisting. And threading through. Thread the needle on the other side. Ujjayi is a nice reminder of the breath and the awareness to it. Sounds like the ocean. One more inhale. Bring the hand next to the head. Exhale, pressing up. Inhale, reaching. And exhale, pressing down. Okay. We're going to walk the hands forward. Walk the knees back slightly. And we're going to come down to 8-limbed pose. We're just kind of folding our body onto the earth, onto the mat. And for 8-limbed pose, let's see if I can even do that. Okay. We've got our toes curled. The mat, and so is our forehead. That wasn't very elegant. I'll try it again next time. And releasing it all the way down. We have a block next to us just in case. And go ahead and bring your arms all the way down to your side. Palms on. Pressing into the sacrum, the pelvis. Lifting the backs of the arm, reaching, pressing to the tops of the feet. You're pressing and your knees are engaged. Your thighs may not even be. Your calves are engaged, your hamstrings, low back, neutral neck. And exhale, release, palms flip up. Bring the arms to the sides of your shoulders, your hands. Exhale, curl the toes. We're going to get ready. Pressing into the mat, you can come up into tabletop. But essentially, we're going to make our way to our first downward dog of the day. And so, I'd love you to send your hips to the sky. Pedal it out, one knee, then the other. And remember, when you get settled, start to engage the core again. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Step on up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Bringing the palms to touch. Exhale, open up for a twist to the right. Keeping the hips forward. Gaze can go back to the back arm. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Mini back bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now this one, we're going to come into a low lunge. I'm going to start with the left side, bringing the right back. Dropping the knee all the way to the mat. I'd love to wiggle here. So please, go ahead. And for low lunge, you can bring both your hands to the inside of the leg, making it a little wider between your hips, essentially. Or if you like it, where you're hugging your leg, keep one hand out, keep both of the hands on the outside of the foot. whatever feels good for you. Now remember, we have a block here, and you can bring it to the inside of the leg with your elbows there. All right, swinging that left leg back. Coming into plank pose. You can stay here on your knees, engaging all the way, lifting through the back of the heart. Inhale. Exhale, coming into eight-limbed pose, which will be a little easier from plank for me. The feet, inhale, cobra. Bhujangasana, peeling your chest away from the mat, finding the neutral extension in your cervical spine. Exhale, bringing it down. Inhale. Come on up for down dog. Exhale. Inhale. Gaze to the top of the mat. You can step, you can hop, you can float. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. We're going to do low lunge on the opposite side. So exhale, bring your left leg back. Lower your knee down to the mat. We're going for low lunge. Oh, yeah. If you used your block on the other side, feel free to try it again. Notice any sensations you may feel from the opposite sides. Deep breaths. Whenever you feel tension through any kind of body part, muscle, tendon, ligament, bone, joint, breathe into it. All right, coming into plank. Come into Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, exhale. We might come into an up dog if we're ready for it, or seal. You're just lowering your bottom half to the mat and pushing up. Exhale, downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, gaze forward, exhale. Step, hop, or float into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, chair, Utkatasana. So you're sitting back, keeping the core engaged, shining the heart forward, lifting the toes if you want, and setting them down for your foot lock, Padabandha. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, we're going to do left foot forward. stepping the right heel out and up, angling out the toes. We're going to come into the base of Warrior One. So engage the core, lift by pressing from the heel and your quad. Lift the belly up off of the thigh. Oh yeah, I love Warrior One. So just adjust. You can have your feet as wide or as narrow as you want. Important thing here is that, your hips are going to be pointing up to that top right corner. Possibly. It could be super square. Whichever one you want to feel the line of energy being active from the heel all the way up through the glutes. And your knee stacked right over the ankle. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, coming down all the way. Plank. Exhale, inhale, upward dog. Exhale, coming into down dog. Inhale, step, hopper, float. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana. Exhale, chair, Utkatasana. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, coming on down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left foot back. Put the heel to the ground, point the toes out. Widen the stance if you need to. Virabhadrasana 1. Feeling the active leg, feeling the active core, feeling the energy coming all the way from the glute down through the earth like a lightning bolt. Exhale, bringing it down all the way for plank. You can always lower to the knees. You can even come into tabletop to do your Vinyasa. So instead of plank down to Chaturanga Dandasana, you can go into cow, cat, and find your way all the way down. Come into Cobra one more time. Feel the strength building in your back. Pushing up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, gaze forward, step up or float, hands to feet, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring it up to Tadasana. Bring the feet together. Exhale, chair. Inhale. Slight mini back bend added here. Exhale. Cactus out the arms. Bring them on down. Do like a swan dive. Finding stillness in Tadasana. I'm going to turn and face you here. I just want to look real quick. For the waterfall part, I think I'm going to face this way so you have a different angle of feet. Not sure if that's helpful or not. Helpful or not, but it's okay. We're going to make sure we've got our block handy. You also want to make sure if you want any other prop or support, please feel free to grab it. I want to check how's everybody doing. Good. Okay. Nice. It's so good to see you all this morning. Okay, take a sip of water if you'd like. We're moving into the waterfall sequence after we've completed the Surya Namaskar and Bay. Yep, that's how it comes out at 5 in the morning. And Bay. We're going into the waterfall. We're starting with the warrior poses, and these are very good for finding some external rotation in the hips. And you can always tell because when you come from the standing position of, let's just say, Virabhadrasana 1 or 2, the legs and base are the same, and you kind of walk your feet forward without moving their position, your toes are facing out, and you know that there's external rotation happening in the pelvis. We're going to do Virabhadrasana 1. So coming into where your left leg is back, and you're really pressing into that so that you can find of your leg coming up. Your toes are going to be pointed slightly out. You know, they're not going to be flush with the back of the mat. And your knee, just always make sure your knee isn't over the ankle. It's nice and steady right on top. Okay. Lifting the arms. So here, sometimes we experience a lot of sensation in the arms. So if at any point you want to just be down where your palms are shining forward, or if you even like to take a little prayer hands in the back, that actually feels really nice for my own shoulders since I share a bed with a million people. I'm gonna do this, but any arm variation is okay. You can even have your fingers interlaced, taking opposite sides, crossing the thumbs, extending the elbows out, but either way, from your hips all the way up through the crown of your head, you're finding that extension. You're engaging the core. One more inhale, one more exhale. Your next inhale, all you're doing is opening up the torso, keeping the legs here for Virabhadrasana 2. Again, I'm flipping my palms open to have a different rotation than I usually do during the day. It's very, good to have your palms down. You're finding what works best for you to bring yourself balance in your practice with working with the oppositions that you do throughout your day. So opening the chest, you have a nice twist in the torso. The base is strong. If you've lost engagement in the legs and the feet, find it. If your palms are down, flip the palm up, lowering the left arm, coming in for Virabhadrasana 2, reversed. You can have a bind if you want, where your fingertips are reaching for that front thigh. You can look up You can look down, whatever feels nice to your neck. Big inhale, exhale. Go ahead and play with the arms, cycle them down to the mat. Stepping all the way back for your vinyasa. Bringing the left leg forward this time, landing that right leg back, finding the engagement here. We're going for Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. I'm going to do what I did on the other side. Just for, oh my goodness, some sort of release here. Adjust the base how you need. As long as your back leg is active, you can feel yourself pressing against the earth, how steady she is. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, coming into Warrior 2. Again, I'm not moving the base, twisting in the torso. Inhale, flip the palm up, lower the right arm, coming up for Reverse Warrior. If you took a bind the other time, take one here. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale, cycle the arms down to the mat, coming into your vinyasa. This time we're going to add extended side angle after Reverse Warrior. Inhale, coming up, right leg in between the hands, landing the back heel for Warrior 1. Big inhale, find the extension. Exhale, open up, Warrior 2. Find the extension where you can through the arms, a little more in the twist in the torso. Exhale, Reverse Warrior. Inhale, we're going to change the stance slightly. I like a nice deep extended side angle. Reach from the hips, lower the right arm. Exhale, extended side angle. You can use a block here. To the outside of your foot. Still very active in the feet. One more inhale. Exhale, move the block. Lower the hands. Sweep back the foot into your vinyasa. Inhale. Left foot forward. Plant that right foot down. Bring it up with confidence. Warrior 1. Exhale. I'm not really adjusting much, just my foot was sliding a little. Opening up the torso for Warrior 2. And inhale, finding Reverse Warrior. And exhale. You can leave the base here, fine if you want, that's totally cool. You're going to hinge forward from the hips, reaching, finding the block. Outside of the foot, extended side angle. Feeling the active engagement in that back leg as well as your front. I like it to be a little longer. And that's okay. Now, releasing from the block, we're going to actually add triangle here. You can move that front leg forward about a foot, and then coming up, engaging the core, straightening that front leg. Oh, that's a reverse triangle. Yep. Yeah, come all the way up standing. Everybody see me? Okay. Tee out the arms. We're reaching just like we did an extended side angle. You're not collapsing over. You can use the block again for Trikonasana. Whatever is perfect for your practice. Coming back to that intention that you set. And on your next exhale, find your hands on the mat, sweeping back that leg, coming into your vinyasa. It can be plank with knees, it can be tabletop. Inhale, whichever extension pose you want for your opposite. So let me just explain here. I know you guys are probably chilling in down dog right now. Yeah, you are. But you can do cobra. You can find, if you want, you can do locust pose. I think I'm getting these confused. I know I am actually. Just ignore it, me. Locust, you have your... yeah. Anyways. It's been a while. Whatever you wind up doing, you just want to make sure you've got your back being arched, flexed, and finding the extension. Okay. Yep. Down dog. Okay. Inhale. Gazing up to the top of the mat. Exhale. Right leg comes forward. Finding Warrior 1. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, Reverse Warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Using the block if you want, or your elbow on the inside of your knee. However you'd like. Straighten the leg for Trikonasana. I like to have a shorter stance, honestly, and that's okay. Inhale, reverse triangle. So you're really just bringing and finding that beautiful line of energy from your front foot, your toes, all the way back. No weight in the back arm. And then exhale, windmill it down. Oh yeah, that's good. For your vinyasa. Hi. Yes. Anyone with little kids knows toys are everywhere. just finding some stillness here. I'll do it one more time. Inhale, gaze up to the top of the mat. Left foot forward. Back of the foot down, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale. Ooh, one. Extended side angle. Parshvakonasana. Uttita Parshvakonasana. Straighten that front leg for Trikonasana. Inhale. Woo, fun. Reverse triangle. So you could do that more slow. That's fun. Finding your block if you didn't use one. And making sure you're coming up with a steady base. Oh wow, it feels so nice. Ties it into the beginning of class with half moon coming down for your vinyasa. And meeting in downward dog. Exhaling through the mouth. Coming on to the knees. Maybe curling the toes under. Oh, nice. To a seated position. Ready? Good. Nice. Oh, I just love that. So I do need to, for future reference and mommy brain, it's a thing. I didn't know what it was until babies. I need to check the differences between, I know Cobra, your legs are flat, but for Shalabhasana, you know what? The important thing is I'm paying attention to my breath. And I will figure that out for next time. And that is fine. All right, we've got our block here. And I was going to suggest, if you would like, you can bring it underneath your glutes. Sandwich it on top of your heels. That's nice, especially if you have deep sensations with your knees when you're sitting hips to heels. It's just an option that you can take. All right, so what I would like to do now is just to find a moment. Connecting again. So this time, when we come into prayer pose, I want you to just touch your fingertips together and then have a little space in your palm. All the energy that we've moved, all this beautiful, invigorating energy that we've moved this morning, you should feel and notice, not you should, but notice if you do. You have a higher probability of doing it now than you did at the beginning. The energy in between your hands. Any sort of pulsations, any sort of tingling. Now release your fingertips. I just want you to try tapping into and tuning in to your own prana, that life force that's living and breathing you. See what you feel when you're just playing with your hands like this. Do you notice the tingling sensations or pulsing in between your fingertips and between your palms? And if you do, how far can you spread your fingers and your hands from each other and notice the interconnectedness in the lines of energy coming from your fingertips, from your palms. There are so many meridian points. There are so many acupuncture points. There's so many nadis all over, especially in our hands. Our hands are so sensitive to this. And it's a fun little exercise, especially after you've done a nice moving, fire igniting workout, where hopefully you did find a little space for stillness and to connect with the breath. It was a nice little waterfall standing sequence. And right now we're going to come into Shavasana. You can move the block. That's perfect. For a few minutes, lay down. You can, take your time rolling down if you want. Oh, felt my back pop a whole bunch. Yeah. You can curl your shoulder blades underneath you for a little support. And if you want, you can use this block for supported fish in your Shavasana. Essentially, wherever you are, and you can have legs up the wall, you can have your heels and your ball of your foot together for Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly. You want to be able to melt, surrender, release, fully surrender our will to the bigger thy will. Release the Ujjayi breath. Continue to go through each progression of muscle groups or bones, a full body scan to relax and surrender. This allows for all the side effects, for all the beautiful movement, the energy, any blockages that might have been cleared just by surrendering in Shavasana, to allow it to settle into a new normal. When you're ready, slowly coming out of Shavasana, you can roll to the side. You can stay in a little child's pose on the side, like a little fetal position. You can be wherever you want. You can come into a seated position where we'll meet for 3 ohms. It's with a silence, just to end class. Inhale. The light in me sees, knows, and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me today. More importantly, thank you for being here for yourself to practice. Namaste. See you next time.